Hey, welcome back. Another question from Code Wars. Okay, another kata we want to solve. And this one I'm actually not sure how to do, but we will figure it out through using the Code War and using Google. So let's start. So this kata is all about returning messages. Okay, returning messages, text messages, which are based on input we get from the user. So whenever we want to run a program that will run differently every time, that would give us a different output, what's important is that we will have a different input. Because if we don't have something different, a different input, or maybe some random number, we can not get a different outcome. Okay, the process that the program goes through is actually always the same. So if we want something to change, we have to change the inputs or something else that it works with. So the only two ways I know how to do it is either by changing the input or by changing the random number or some other parameter inside which actually change the way the code works. So let's see how to do something like that, in this case input. So I'll start the kata. I'll do the train. And here I have an issue, okay? So we have here just a throw. Okay, so throw is just, I have no implementation. And we want to create a greeting. And the greeting should be something like, hello, name, how are you doing today? Okay, so we actually get the name. We don't ask for the input from the user. Okay, we get the name as a parameter. We can see it right here as a string, the string name. So we don't need to ask it from the user. Okay, which is good because I don't know how to do it inside Code Wars. But once we have the name, once we have that string, how do we create a string with the whole message and bring it back? So let's start by this. First of all, in order to be able to return the message, I need to keep the message in some kind of variable. A second. So what kind of variable? Of course, it will be a string, okay? Because string is the type of variable we need for text. So we have the string here, and I'll just call it MSG. That's a shortcut, of course, for message. And how would we do that? So there is a way to write it in C#. Okay, there's a kind of similar way of doing it in Python to construct a string. And how do we do it? We use $, and start the text, the string. And here we can write everything. So we have here the message, right? We have hello, how are you today? Okay, so this is the output we want. And this should actually, didn't copy it. Okay, try again, one more time. Copy, and I'll paste it right here. It doesn't work. Okay, I'll just type it. So hello, comma, and the name. So for the name, I will use curly brackets. Curly brackets is the way to put inside this kind of string, inside this format string, variables or calculation or anything, in this case the name. So I'll put the name right here, and I'll continue with the message, how are you doing today? Okay, now I hope this works. Then the reason is, it's all shown here in the same colors. I hope this formatting works. If not, we'll fix it. Okay, so the message is hello, curly brackets with the parameter, the name parameter, which means we take the name and we put it inside here, in this location, and we get the message. Now all we need to do is just return it. So return message, and this should work. Now we probably will have a problem or two to solve, but that's how life is when you're programming, when you solve problems with code. So let's return the message, right? We return the message. Let's just run it. So I'll go down here and try a test, and let's see. And it looks good, right? So he didn't know how to use this format. Okay, and he said, okay, you succeeded, you passed this test, the sample test. Okay, okay, he tested it with Ryan. And let's see if it passed all the tests, only one test here. Let's attempt, which will probably try another one, and it works, and that's it. All we needed to do, right, is construct the string. So what we actually learned here, so we took parameter, which we basically do in every kata. We put it inside the string using these curly brackets and return the message. Now, what if we needed some way other to do it, something without all this constructing of the message? Okay, let me show you another way. First of all, we actually don't need 2 lines. Okay, I'm sure most of the answers, if we look on solution to this kata, we will see 1-liner. Okay, because this is really easy. So how do we do that? We can just return this. Okay, instead of using the message, we just I can't copy paste here. Okay, so let me do it like this. Okay, so you can do it like this. Return and just return this. Okay, this would work. So no search needed. I'll just test it and I'll get the same result. This would work. Okay, exactly the same thing. We don't need a variable if we only use it for one thing. Now, let me try and do it in another way, okay? So instead of using this formatting, if for some reason it doesn't work, I can do something like this. I can concatenate strings, okay? So I can construct a string by concatenating, by adding a string to a string and concatenating one large string, the string of the whole message. So I have this, the first part, hello, then I do a plus sign, and there I do this outside the string, okay? And I just use the name. I don't need these curly brackets for this. Let me just space it out. You see? Now we have a string plus name plus this string, which is not a string yet. But if I'll just add here this, then we have the string again. Now, it might not be the exact one because maybe I missed something with the spaces. We'll test it. Okay, so I'm pressing the test, and here we see everything works. I can do an attempt, everything works, and I can submit. So we saw here 2 solutions. One with formatting using the $sign on the beginning of the string that enable us to construct the string while putting the variables inside or anything else inside curly brackets. And we saw another way, which is more like the common way, okay, of just concatenating string, concatenating text, string, the variable, and another string. Okay, the variable Ceph, of course, is a string. We see it right here. And then we got the solution. So I'll just do a submit, and that's it. Okay, let me look at some solutions. Okay, so we have this one, which is exactly what we did after removing the variable. And we have it another way of doing quite the same thing. Okay, this is really simple question, most of them doing. This is actually nice, okay? This is a kind of condition. It checks if we don't have the name, then we put the name is empty, but we don't see any test for that. And of course, if there is no test that checking for this message, we wouldn't, this wouldn't work anyway, but there is no test that testing the situation where name is empty. But very good. This is actually a very nice solution which take care of all of the possibilities. Oh, there's another one here that's pretty nice, string dot format, using the format function, which actually get the string and then takes parameter and place the parameters inside here. This can actually be useful. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was clear and help you understand a bit about working with this. This is very simple, working with the string, but this is a kind of ability that we do need as programmers to be able to concatenate strings, to create messages to show to the user or to ourselves if we have to debug something in the code. Okay? So I hope it was helpful. If you have any question, please use the comment. I would love if you register, like, whatever. Share, obviously. Okay, so I'll see you in the next video.